What's up guys, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are going to solve the third exercise, that was the guess the number program. And in this exercise you had to make a variable and name it as decided number, and you had to assign a random number to it between 0 to 100, and after that you had to log the number of guesses that the user makes, and the user can only guess below 10 times, and if the user does not even get the number in the 10 times, you have to print that the game is over. So I'm going to make a decided number variable right here, and I'm going to solve the answer in this file itself. So I'm going to write decided number is equal to 78, and after that I'm going to make another variable and name it as number of guesses. So with the help of this variable right here, number of guesses, we are going to log the number of times that the user has inputted, and with the use of this we can run a while loop that if the number of guesses is less than 10, you need to keep the while loop running, but if the number of guesses gets increased, you have to get out of that while loop and you have to print some other statement that you have lost or the game is over. So I'm going to create a while loop right here, and I'm going to write number of guesses. If number of guesses is less than 10, you need to keep this while loop running. So inside this while loop I'm going to write that I'm going to make a variable named choice. So I'm going to write choice is equal to integer form input, and inside this input right here guys we can add whatever statement we want. So for example, if you want the console to print that enter a number or enter your guess, in this input right here you can write that and then the program will take the input. So I will write here that enter your guess, and with the help of this the program will be able to write, that is print this statement, and after that it will take the input and store it into choice as well. So as you can see, I have made this variable right here, and I'll make an if statement. So I will write if choice is equal to the decided number, then the program has to print that you won, and we have to increment the number of guesses because the user has guessed right here. So we'll have to increment the number of guesses and we'll have to add a number to it. So I'm going to write the number of guesses is equal to number of guesses plus 1, that is the number of guesses will increment by 1. And after that I'm going to break this loop because we don't want to run the loop even after the user has entered the correct choice. So we want to break the loop, and after that as you can see here our if case is completed. So I will write the elif case, and I'm going to write that if choice is less than equal to the decided number, you have to print that the number you guessed is smaller than the number decided by the program. And after that you have to write that you have to increment the number of guesses because the user has just guessed. So I'm going to write the number of guesses is equal to number of guesses plus 1, and after that you need to break it. So I'm going to no after that you need to continue it because we need the loop to continue as well. We don't want the loop to break because the user hasn't won at the moment. So I'm going to write continue instead of break, and after that I'm going to make another elif statement, and and in this elif statement I'm going to put the condition that if the choice is greater than the decided number, then the program has to print the number you guessed is larger you guessed is larger than the number decided by the program. And I'll put guessed here as well because English is important, and I'll maximize it for you guys. So after this I'm going to put that we need to increment the number of guesses because the user has just entered, and I'm going to make the loop continue because we don't want the loop to end even after the choice has increased. So after this, as you can see right here, our while loop is completed, and we are going to put a if statement after the while loop. That is, look at this guys. If I have number of guesses is equal to 0, and if I enter choice that is less than the decided number, whereas in this case we have 78 as the decided number. So for example, if I enter 20, and the program will go into this elif statement right here, because 20 is less than 78, and after that it will print that the number you guessed is smaller than the number decided by the program, and it will increment the number of guesses. Then it will continue, and after that I will enter for example 20 again because I'm dumb. So the program will print it again, and then it will continue again, and it will continue until the number of guesses becomes equal to 10. Whereas once it becomes equal to 10, it will terminate, because this condition right here, it will fail. So I will write an if statement after the while loop, that is, when the while loop gets terminated, and when the program comes right here where my cursor is, it should go into this if statement, and it should check that is the number of guesses is equal to 10, because if the number of guesses is equal to 10, you should print that game over, and that you lost. But if the number of guesses is not equal to 10, you should print that I should not print u1 because the program will go into this statement, but I should print that have solved you have guessed the number in number of guesses, so number of guesses tries. So I'm going to write this, that you have guessed the number in the number of guesses tries. So this program is also going to print that how many tries did it take for the user to guess the number. So if I run this program right here, as you can see, it is asking me to enter my guess. So my guess is 45, and it is telling me that the number you guessed is smaller than the number decided by the program. So after that I'm going to enter 78, and as you can see, it has told me that I've won and I've guessed the number in 2 tries. That is, I've entered 45 and 78. So our program is counting the number of guesses perfectly. So this is the main program, and we can add slight modifications. As I told you that you also have to print the number of guesses that the user has left, right? So we are going to print that after the number you guessed is smaller than the number, we are going to print the number of guesses left will be equal to 10 minus number of guesses. So the program will specify that the number of guesses left is these many numbers. And why have I put 10 minus number of guesses right here? You guys might get confused, but I've put 10 minus number of guesses because, for example guys, if the number of guesses is 0, and if the choice decided by the number is for example, if I enter 30 instead of 78, so the program will go into this elif statement, and after that it will print this statement right here, and that it will print that the number of that the number you guessed is smaller than the number. And after that I will put this print statement after it has incremented, so it will print 10 minus 1. That is, it will print that the number of guesses left is 9. So if I copy this statement again, and if I put it in the second elif statement, and if I run this program, as you can see, it is asking me to enter my guess. So I will enter 56. It is telling me that the number you guessed is smaller, and the program is looking very much cluttered. So I'm going to put some new line characters right here, and I'm going to put that backslash n, then I'm going to put another backslash n right here, and I'm going to put a backslash n here as well. So the program will free up a bit, and it won't get cluttered as it used to be. So I'm going to rerun this program, and as you can see, it is telling me to enter my guess. So I'm going to enter 89, and it tells me that the number you guessed is larger than the number decided by the program, and the number of guesses left are 9 because I entered 89. So now I have only 9 number of guesses left. After that, I will enter 45, and it prints that the number you guessed is smaller, and then the number of guesses left is 8. Then I'm going to enter 34, and then it prints that it is smaller, 23, 12, 3, 4, 5, 3, 23, and as you can see, the number of guesses left was 1, and after I have entered 23, the number of guesses left becomes equal to 0, and after that it prints that the game is over and that I have lost. So our program is working perfectly fine, and it is a complete program. So if you guys want this program as a project, and if you want to put it on your GitHub or on your profile, you can put it, because this is a really good beginners program, and that you can put it on your Python profile that yes, I have made these kinds of program, and the source code for this program will be available in the comment section below. So you guys don't have to worry about the answer, just check the logic, because guys, logic is important. I don't care if you got the answer wrong, or I don't care if you got it right. I just want you guys to understand the logic between this program, because in programming guys, logic is everything. The person who writes the program faster than the other person, but the person who knows the logic well than the other person will win, because logic is everything in programming. So I just want you guys to understand the logic behind this concept. Okay, so I'm going to make a quick recap of what I've done here. So I've made this variable named number of guesses, and after that I've put a while loop. You can also make the use of for loop, but right here I've put a while loop right here that run this loop while the number of guesses is less than 10. And I've taken the choice, and this will be new for you guys, as we haven't learned about it, that we can enter a prompt, but now you guys understood that we can enter a statement right here that will print before the input. So we can take the input with this, and I will put it into choice, and after that I will run a if statement, and it will check that if the choice is equal to decided number, it will print you 1, but it will increment the number of cases. And guys, if I remove this statement right here, that is if I don't increment the number of cases, and if I run this program, as you can see, if I enter 78, it is telling me that you won and you have guessed the number in 0 times. That is completely wrong. So that's why I had incremented the number, and actually I had taken number of guesses is equal to 0. So that's why I had to increment the number of guesses in order to get the 1. So I hope you guys understood. And after that I had put an elif statement that if the choice is less than the decided number, you have to print that the number is smaller, and you have to increment the number of cases, and then you have to print that the number of cases is less than 10 minus number of cases. That was the limit, that is 10 was the limit right here, as you can see. So I had subtracted the number of cases, and after that I had printed that, and similarly I had done that for the second case right here, sorry, the third case right here. And after that I had printed after the while loop that guys, this is really important, this statement right here, that after the while loop I had terminated, that is after I hadn't got the number even after 9 tries, the number of cases will be equal to 10, and it will print that the game is over and that you lost when the number of cases will be equal to 10. So I have put it after the while loop, because the while loop will terminate after the number of cases becomes equal to 10, else the program had to print that you have guessed the number in these many tries. So that's how this program will work, and I'm quickly going to show you a method in which we can run this program with the help of a for loop as well. So I'm going to write for number of guesses in range 0 to 10. That is, the program will run from 0 to 10, but when the number of guesses becomes equal to 10, that is, it won't go up to 10, it will stop running the program, and after that uh, it will terminate the for loop. So as you can see right here, I have printed for number of guesses in range 0 to 10 run this program. So I will cut this statement right here because I've initialized number of guesses in this for loop itself. And if I run this, as you can see, it is asking me to enter my guess. So my guess is, for example, 5, and it tells me that the number you guessed is smaller. So I'll enter 3, then 4, then 3, and after that I'll enter 6, then I'll enter 78. As you can see, it is printing that you have won, and the number you guessed is in 6 tries. So I have entered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 6. So yes, this program works perfectly inside a for loop as well. And I'll enter random numbers at the moment. And as you can see, it has also printed game over and that you lost. So our program is working perfectly with the help of a for loop as well, and it will be showing yellow because the number of guesses can be undefined, because if the program does not get into the for loop, the number of guesses will become undefined. So that's why it's just showing this yellow. You can ignore it. And this was all for today's video, guys. I hope you understood. Write down your doubts if you have, and guys, if you see any doubts in the comment section below and you think that you can solve it, please answer these doubts as well, because sometimes what happens is that I cannot see these doubts, or I miss those doubts. So you guys can solve it yourselves as well, and you guys can help each other so that we can learn and grow together. And this was all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.